Brian and Kenzie in the morning. And Chicago's alternative all day.
Q101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101. Little music and entertainment news for you. And I shouldn't say a little, I should say a lot, because all morning long, this is really this weekend for TV. If you're kicking it, no football this weekend. Boy, do you have a lot to watch with Saturday Night Live, the funniest sketch show of all time. Their 50th anniversary. So here's what's going on to make sure on your TV, whatever you have streaming or NBC, to make sure you watch. SNL 50, Beyond Saturday Night, Beyond Saturday Night, a 4-part doc series. That's streaming now on Peacock. So that's got behind-the-scenes stories about SNL's most iconic cast members, the writer's room, all kinds of stuff, an in-depth look. Then there's another doc, ladies and gentlemen, 50 years of SNL music streaming now. And I think that, wasn't that on NBC a week and a half ago?
It was, yeah. We talked about it when it happened. It's really incredible if you haven't seen it. It's a 2-hour documentary all about the history behind the music of SNL. I was somebody prior to SNL 50 that I felt like I was burnt out on SNL history. I thought I kind of knew everything. And then I watched that documentary, and there was a whole bunch of stories I had never heard before.
So that's 2 hours of all that kind of stuff. That's streaming.
Those are both on Peacock.
Now, tonight on Peacock is SNL 50, the Homecoming Concert airs, which has Eddie Vedder, Jack White, David Byrne, Mumford & Sons. So that's on Peacock tonight at 7. And then they're going to re-air the first Saturday Night Live episode tomorrow night on NBC, and which had George Carlin, and the musical guests were Billy Preston and Janice Ian. I don't know who Janice Ian is.
What can you tell us about Billy Preston, Brian?
I believe he's the guy that played piano with the Beatles. He was excellent.
Sounds riveting.
I mean, and Andy Kaufman was on there from, of course...
a multitude of things.
Well, Taxi, but I'm thinking, what's the movie? Man on the Moon? About, no, that movie's about him. Yeah, with Jim Carrey.
Jim Carrey was Andy Kaufman in that movie.
Yes. Then, Sunday, SNL 50, the anniversary special. That's at 7 p.m. on Sunday night on NBC. 3-hour special celebrating the 50 years. Greatness with, of course, Chevy Chase, Eddie Murphy, Will Ferrell, Pete Davidson, Chris Rock, and all that. So there's a lot. Every day there's something, and also stuff streaming on demand whenever you want it about Saturday Night Live. And like I said, it's funny. You've been around 50 years. They certainly had some good years and some terrible years and some great casts and some not. Eddie Murphy always stands out to me as just they found a freak that was so good at like 18 years old that just delivered, the best things ever. But, of course, Chris Farley from Chicago. The Matt Foley bit. Let's get to that one right now because everybody likes saying, well, you know the line.
Now what, may I ask, did you hope to accomplish by these shenanigans?
My personal goal, man, was to get the eggs onto the side of the house.
Well, the jokes keep on coming. Help me out, young fella. I can't see real good. Is that Bob Hope over there? You keep it up, pal. There's a big future in it. See, this reminds me of a spooky Halloween story. Once there was a boy who liked to throw things. He started out throwing eggs. Then he threw the big game. Then he threw back a shot of whiskey. Then he threw up. Then he got thrown out of the house. And then he moved into a van down by the river.
Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101. Kenzie's Crimes on the way in about 10 minutes. We'll get to that. And we were just talking about Saturday Night Live 50, all of the television events this weekend of it every day. And there's also streaming on Peacock. Just make sure you go to Q101.com and find out all the stuff that's going on. But since we just played the van down by the river bit of Chris Farley, our great, beloved, sadly, rip Chris Farley, people checked in and said, well, you got to do the Chris Farley show, which Kenzie loves us to death, when he interviews Paul McCartney. We have to play that one, too.
Hey, remember when you were in the Beatles and you did that album, Abbey Road, and at the very end of the song, it goes, and in the end, the love you take is equal to the love you make. You remember that?
Yes.
Is that true?
Yes, Chris. In my experience, it is. I find the more you give, the more you get.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q101.
Well, Kenzie's Crimes on the way. We have Fall Out Boy coming up and Three Doors Down as well. And we're honoring Saturday Night Live 50th anniversary specials this whole weekend and streaming. We talked about it in Music Entertainment News. You can go back and listen to the podcast and just check out exactly so you don't miss anything. But we got to play the cowbell, right?
It doesn't work for me. I gotta have more cowbell.
Don't blow this for us, Gene!
Could be so selfish, Gene.
Can I just say one thing?
Say it, baby, just say it.
I'm standing here staring at rock legend Bruce Dickinson.
The cock and a walk, baby.
And if Bruce Dickinson wants more cowbell, we should probably give him more cowbell.
Say it, baby.
And Bobby, you are right, I am being selfish. But the last time I checked, we don't have a whole lot of songs that feature the cowbell.
I gotta have more cowbell, baby.
And I'd be doing myself a disservice and every member of this band if I didn't perform the hell out of this.
Guess what? I got a fever. And the only prescription is more cowbell.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
Q101.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
Q101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101. Time for the weekend Q101. Stuff going around this weekend around Chicagoland. And we always start off with the music. So Case, why don't you do that part?
That's right. Fantagram is at the Aragon Ballroom tonight. We gave away tickets for that. That should be a great time. I believe it's the second year in a row they're at the Aragon on Valentine's Day.
I wonder if they're, lovey-dovey people.
It seems like it.
Don't know them that well.
I know, but what a fun show that's going to be. Also, 10,000 Maniacs continue their yearly tradition of being at the City Winery. Those shows are sold out tonight and tomorrow night. And Love of My Life, Natalie Merchant will be there. So everybody at 10,000 Maniacs, enjoy that show. That'll be very fun. And then tomorrow night, also sold out, Foster the People. Our friends and Foster the People return to Chicago. They are playing the Salt Shed tomorrow night.
You know, City Winery doesn't get enough love, I don't think.
They don't.
They're awesome. They have the best shows there. I love that place.
If you have an artist you love and you see them playing there, go. Because
It's great.
Literally, they play right in front of your face. So
I know.
You're right there.
And there's like good stuff, good drinks and stuff. It's awesome.
That's great.
You know I love a snack and a drink. You know it.
We all agree on City Winery.
Hell yeah.
Very rare moment. I just want to give them some extra love because they don't get enough, I don't think, all the time.
That's right. What I've Twisted Christmas.
Twisted Christmas announced early at City Winery. All right, Kenzie, what do you got in the weekend, Q101?
Well, we've got to bring in some little Valentine's Day action. So whether you're doing a Galentine's Day, a Malentine's Day, or straight up Valentine's Day with your significant other, Cupid's Love Lounge. It's like a Valentine's pop-up. It's at Treehouse. They have all the themed drinks, themed food. It's decked out in there. So like whether girls, date night, all that, it's going to be up all weekend. So you can go Saturday, you can go Sunday, and like all through the weekend, stuff like that. So super fun, really glitzy. I'm already trying to convince my husband to get a babysitter because I really want to go take pictures at that place really bad. So
Yeah, it looks amazing. And
it's really, really fun.
you can see our friend Dougie Styles over there, too, if you end up going
Yes.
over there.
He is a manager, so I'm sure if you say, I listen to you on the radio, he'll probably give you a free drink.
Whoa.
I think he's at the Daytona 500 this weekend.
Oh, wow. Bad weekend to take off. It's Valentine's Day. It's the long This is why he doesn't usually keep his manager jobs very long.
Whoa.
I'm pretty sure he's at Daytona this weekend.
Yeah. And a lot of people are going to be watching that, of course. So look for Dougie on TV in the Daytona 500.
Well, you're at Cupid's Love Lounge.
Well, watch on your phone while you're going through the
Yeah.
Valentine's pop-up. For me, I got to say, I'm going to the Chicago Auto Show. It's the last weekend, so it goes through Monday. I love the Chicago Auto Show, and I don't think a lot of people realize it's the largest North American car show, and it comes to McCormick Place as usual. I just love bumming around. I'm not a car person. Like, I don't know how to change oil. I just love cars. I love going and sitting in them and go, woo! I want this.
Woo.
I want this car.
What happens when you sit in the car?
I go, woo! Well, this is awesome.
I have to say, as much as I love you both, Case on Valentine's Day just called another woman the love of his life, and Brian said what he's doing this weekend is going to the auto show, and I feel bad for both of your significant others. It is Valentine's Day weekend.
Well, we're not going tonight. Tonight is Valentine's Day.
Good.
It doesn't need to extend past tonight, the Valentine's Day thing.
Now, Case did just call another woman the love of his life on Valentine's Day.
In fairness, one, my girlfriend is out of town.
Different area code, man.
Two, it is Natalie Merchant from 10,000 Maniacs, and she is the love of my life.
That's tough.
When you sat down to say I love you the first time to your girl, did you say qualifier.
I said, so there's this band you sing. Like, you're pretty cool, but you didn't write in my tribe. So, therefore, toss up.
So when you write her a Valentine's Day card, because one thing Case prizes himself on is writing nice cards. I know that about Case. Are you like, to the second love of my life?
Well, go do something this weekend. It's going to be cold. We get it, but get out and do something. All the information at Q101.com, the blog, The Weekend, Q101.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101. Lauren's on her way in, takes you right through the midday, and then the snow is coming later when Brian Phillips will be here. So enjoy the day so far as it gets a little warmer throughout it. Now, takeaways from today's show by you, something memorable, and it can be from the whole week of shows at 312-591-8300. Case, what do you got?
Jay from Plano checked in. His takeaway is that Kenzie would rather get chicken wings than beads at Mardi Gras.
I mean, if I want to lift my shirt up,
To be
a little snack.
completely accurate, you just said chicken, any form of chicken, not chicken
Well, I mean,
wings.
I would take a tender, okay?
Yeah. Because if your top's up, I think a tender's easier to eat. That's just my...
Catch.
Yeah.
Fine.
I pictured you like a seal catching a tender with your top up. Just came into my head. All right, Kenzie, what do you got?
Paul's takeaway was, who needs AI chatbots when you have Kenzie? Because they respond to all of the texts, which now I'm realizing maybe people think I'm in relationships with them.
Also, you are kind of the chatbot of these people.
I am. I'm the chatbot of the morning show.
Yeah, you're like, they're Valentine's dates.
Good. I expect presents from every single one of them.
Nice. Finally, Brad checked in from 708. Takeaway, Case, I'm 44 and just started wearing a scarf about 5 years ago. Game changer, all caps. Don't make the same mistake I did. Get on that wagon early, cowboy.
I don't think so.
Giddy up.
I've never worn a scarf, nor do I plan on wearing one.
But see, he didn't either.
Uh-huh.
And he realized, all caps, game changer.
High praise.
Warm neck.
Why don't you try it?
Nice.
Stop being a hater. Try a scarf. What's on the podcast?
Well, my review of Pretty Woman is on the podcast today. We talked about that 1990 classic in order of Valentine's Day being today. Also, Brian left us with a mental image this morning about him applying lotion that whether you've been listening for one day or one decade, you will never be able to get this image of Brian applying lotion out of your head. You will want to stick around for that. Also, huge news. Brian and Kenzie have the biggest giveaway, the biggest prize they've ever given out in their lives. That information is on the Brian and Kenzie podcast.
You know, should we leave since it's Valentine's Day and it's Pat O'Brien's 77th birthday?
Oh,
with
my God.
I can't think of a better way to honor Cupid.
You know, with our Mount Rushmore of phone calls yesterday. That's in yesterday's podcast, by the way, if you want to check that out, of phone messages and phone calls. We made a Mount Rushmore, the top four. And Pat O'Brien on his 77th birthday and on Valentine's Day. Just a glorious piece of audio as he's honored on the Mount Rushmore. Pat O'Brien.
I want you badly. I know you want me. I want to you and you and lick your ass. I'm so into you. It's incredible. Make you crazy. Make you crazy.
Happy Valentine's Day.
Brian and Kenzie in the morning. And Chicago's alternative all day.
Q101.